Okay, I just got this notice before I put this video up. I just got a text from someone in Pennsylvania who told me that a farmer in Reinholds, I think it's Reinholds County in Pennsylvania, was forced to cull 100,000 chickens just the other day, because he refused to do testing, mandatory testing on his chickens. Okay. Now, as of right now, March 11th, starting in March 11th, if you're a farmer anywhere in Pennsylvania and you refuse testing for your chickens, you are put under quarantine and you're no longer allowed to move, sell, or do anything with poultry. You're done. So, all right, here's the video. The mass chicken slaughter continues. What we have discovered and what we know now is that the Biden administration literally killed off millions of chickens during their time as being the administration. Literally millions, and this is the main reason why we have a shortage of eggs in this country, because they killed so many chickens. If you go to other places, there's been videos that you have probably seen on social media where someone walks into a Costco in Mexico, because they have Costco in Mexico now apparently, and there's a zillion eggs and they're like dirt cheap because Mexico doesn't kill their chickens. Same way in other places as well. There has been a mass slaughter of millions of birds in this country, and it's all because of the supposed bird flu. Meanwhile, I have yet to see any birds dead on my homestead. I see crows every day. I see all kinds of different birds out here. All kinds of birds. I have yet to see a dead bird. There is no bird flu. This is a bunch of garbage. Now, Pennsylvania has come out, and Pennsylvania has said, hold my beer. We're gonna continue this mass slaughter on our own because we are not the Biden administration, but we will continue on with the policies of the Biden administration by passing a new law that their Democratic governor has just signed so that we can continue to kill millions of chickens in Pennsylvania. Here's the bill. We're going to read a few lines. It's a very short bill, just 3 pages long. But just go along with me and watch this. House Bill number 324, which has now passed the House, has passed the Senate and been signed into law by the governor. It's this whole purpose of this 3-page law is to hire more technicians that can go out to these poultry farms and start doing testing. It says right here, drawing blood from poultry to be used in testing programs, may license as many trained technicians as he deems necessary to aid the programs. So they're going to flood the market with technicians, as many technicians as the Department of Agriculture in Pennsylvania, the Secretary of Agriculture in Pennsylvania deems necessary. So what's the technicians going to do? It says here, the collection of regulatory samples from poultry and eggs and conduct on-site surveillance for dangerous transmissible diseases of poultry, dangerous transmissions of bird flu, may license as many certified poultry technicians as he deems necessary to carry out specified regulatory sampling and testing procedures. But let's take a look at who exactly they may be hiring. Every applicant for licensure as a poultry technician shall furnish evidence that he is. Isn't that like against some kind of law? Like, what about she or they or them or it's or what's it's or who's it's or I don't think this is the proper terminology they should have passed this law with. Okay, you have to be at least 18 years of age. So basically an uneducated moron, because everyone knows that 18-year-olds know nothing. A citizen of the United States or has legally declared his intention to become such. So you don't even have to be a citizen to be one of these new unlimited amounts of technicians that the Department of Agriculture in Pennsylvania hires. It continues on, is of good moral character, which, that's completely subjective today. We have no idea what good moral character is anymore. That's long gone. That ship has sailed. Has completed at least 8 years of education in a public, parochial, or private. So you can be an 18-year-old and only have graduated up to the 8th grade. You could have dropped out of school. You could be a high school dropout or even a junior high school dropout and still be qualified to work as a technician hired by the Department of Agriculture in the state of Pennsylvania. And it says these technicians will then go ahead and complete some certification and, pay their $5 to complete that certification, and then they can be qualified. An unlimited amount of technicians, an army of technicians that they're going to send out to these poultry farms and conduct testing. Wow, that's a nice poultry farm you have there. It'd be a shame if something came back positive in our testing. Because then what happens is we have to eliminate by law all of your birds. Gone. And then, we won't have to pay you for the losses of those birds. That's what's been going on since day one. And this is why so many farmers, when they're approached by the USDA or other state agencies like this, and they get that knock on the door and they say, hey, you might want to just go ahead and cull all of your birds, because if we come back and we have a positive test on your birds, we're going to kill all your birds and not give you any compensation. But if you act now and act today and today's only sale, we're going to give you a whole bunch of money just to go ahead and eliminate your birds. That's what's been happening. That's what's going to continue to happen. And as we see in Pennsylvania, you guys in Pennsylvania, your eggs are about to get really, really scarce. And if you're bordering Pennsylvania and you're getting Pennsylvania eggs from Pennsylvania farmers, guys, this is not going to stop. The reason why this affects homesteaders is because we're seeing what's happening to the commercialized industry. We see the targets on the backs of the farmers in the commercialized industry. And most of us probably agree that we don't like buying eggs at the store. We all know as homesteaders that the eggs that we produce on our homesteads and on our small farms are way healthier than the eggs that you get from those commercialized farms, because our chickens are allowed to roam around. They're allowed to scratch and dig for bugs, and they do what chickens do. And it's a healthier, higher quality egg. It's healthier, higher quality meat. And so, but the reality is, when you see what's happening to this commercialized industry and the target that's on its back, don't think for a second that they're not going to train their sights on you. They will. They absolutely will. And to prove it, let's go ahead and take a look at Backyard Chicken Search, backyard chickens over on Google, and see the latest headlines in the last 24 to 48 hours. Starting up at the top, MSNBC News at 23 hours ago, that bastion of quality media says, why are egg prices so high? Ask Trump. Don't assume backyard chickens will save you. Now, I know how many eggs a chicken lays in a day, but no matter what Trump says, raising chickens at home has not saved my family money at the grocery store. There's no doubt if you raise chickens that you're paying more for eggs, because you have to take into account they're going to tell you, the feed, because chickens don't know how to feed themselves out there, like scratching and eating, grasses and insects. No, they're completely dependent on you as the farmer, giving them handouts like good little Democrat chickens that they are. So, so it's expensive, number one, to do that. Plus, you have to figure in all of the money that you spent on building them housing, good housing, protection, watering, feeders, waterers, all that stuff. It adds up. And so don't think for a second you're going to save any money by providing for yourself and your family by growing your own chickens and having your own eggs. No, that's just not going to happen. But the reality is that's what good food costs. Again, you're going to raise a much healthier chicken, and you're going to raise much healthier and better quality eggs with those chickens. It's not going to be even comparable. Next news, your neighbor has backyard chickens. Should you be worried? The latest outbreak of bird flu has upended egg, poultry, and dairy operations, sickened dozens of farm workers, and killed at least one person in the United States. I think last time I looked, there was 100,000 people who died last year of diabetes. But somehow, McDonald's and Krispy Kreme donuts are still open today. Next article, the real cost of backyard eggs. Hens are wonderful to keep, but they lay the most expensive eggs you'll ever buy. Translation, just give them up. Go for those plant-based eggs. The eggs that have a base of mung beans. How do you like your mung beans? Scrambled or over easy? Because that's the eggs we have for you today at the grocery store. Just give up on these things. They're harming the environment anyway. Over at the Nashville Banner, you folks in Tennessee over there, rising bird flu costs drive backyard chicken interest. As eggs costs continue to rise, interest in backyard chickens increases in Tennessee. However, The experts warn it's not a cost-effective solution. And over at the Modesto Bee, the headline says, Backyard Chickens in Modesto. Is it worth the money, effort, and potential risk? Again, you see the trajectory that the media has us on. This is about warning you and trying to prevent you from taking matters into your own hands. You know, the things that your ancestors probably did every single day, 100 years ago. They grew their own food. They raised their own animals. But they don't want you doing that because that's dangerous. You need to be, you're not qualified to grow your own food. You're not qualified to feed your family or decide what's healthy in this world. No, we'll decide that for you. Mung beans. Mung bean. I'm gonna invest in mung. I'm gonna be a mung bean investor because that's where we're going. Be a mung bean farmer because that's the future of eggs. What do you think? This is serious. I mean, I'm poking fun and I'm trying to, bring some entertainment to this idea. But the reality is, guys, you need to take seriously the fact that, yes, real food is expensive. People say, oh, I've spent so much money on like cage-free eggs, but that's the cost of real food. If I buy eggs from my farmer, they charge more than the store. That's the cost of real food. Most of the food you're buying is not real. And so you're going to have to understand that if you want to survive what's coming, you need to transform your home or homestead, however big or small it is, into becoming a producer and to produce things. And that's food. Food. I think it was that Southern song. I can't remember who sung it. Some of you remember, leave a comment below where it says, the stock market crashed, but we were so poor that we couldn't tell. And that's where you want to get. That's your goal in life right now. That when things go south, because they're going to, and, we're on a trajectory that just can't be stopped at this point. When it stops, when the music stops and there's no chairs left to sit in for most people, are you going to notice, or are you already in your chair? Okay, folks, I will be at the Okie Homesteading Expo coming up in just couple weeks, week and a half, whatever it is. So if you're interested, you can go to my events page on AmericanHomestead.com, and you can click on the events page link there and see all the events I'll be speaking at the Okie Homesteading Expo coming up soon. I just got my speaker badge in the mail the other day with some other stuff. They sent me a t-shirt, which I'll be wearing probably in the next video. Also, I told you the other day in the video, the first patron who comes up to me at the Okie Homesteading Expo, and you can prove to me you're a patron because of the app on your phone, I will give you an entire seed pack from Perfect Pickler. This is produced by ClearwaterValleyFarms.com. This is where I get most of my seeds, ClearwaterValleyFarms.com. They have all kinds of seed packs for all different places in the United States. You can look through all their seed packs. And this is a Perfect Pickler seed pack that they offer because it's geared specifically for vegetable fermentation, probiotics, real food, real gut health. And we sell these at perfectpickler.com, these fermentation kits. And pick one up today for a friend. And they even the value packages come with new recipe books. Look at that, all full color and everything. The new recipe books are out. And then if you get the master system, which is this right here, we give you a card where you can download the digital copy of that. And so it's awesome included with that. But if you want the seed pack, you got to go over to ClearwaterValleyFarms.com. But if you meet me over at the Okie Homesteading Expo and you proved, whoever's the first person, first come, first serve, you're a patron, I'm getting there, I'm unloading my vehicle. If you come up to me or if you see me on that day, and you can show me you're a patron, you get the pack. Okay, it doesn't matter what level patron you are. I'll give it to anybody. So come out and get your pack and get your fermentation on. But if you're interested in more seed packs, they even have the American Homestead seed collection right there. They have other YouTube channel seed collections, I think, also over there. So all kinds of stuff. They have a northern seed collection for those of you guys up north over at ClearwaterValleyFarms.com. I don't support that certain OZARK seed company because they supported the Cloddy Clot shot for their employees. And they even pushed it until enough people, rose up and they saw the torches and pitchforks coming swiftly over the horizon. And finally, they changed their tune. So I will never, ever support that OZARK seed company again, ever. ClearwaterValleyFarms.com is where I get my seeds. And there's other ones out there too, but ClearwaterValleyFarms.com. Okay. Check it out and get your seed packs because now is the time to be getting these things for spring. I hope to see you out at some of the speaking events I'll be at. Man, hey, listen, if you still want farm fresh butt nuggets, you're going to have to raise them on your own because it's very clear they're trying to take them away from you. Like the video before you go. Please share this on social media. I really appreciate it. Get the word out, especially you guys out there in Pennsylvania. There's a hard time coming. You see, you can stop this, but you're going to have a tough row to hoe because you've got a Democratic governor and a pretty left-leaning General Assembly in your state, and you're going to have to completely upend it if you want to keep your chickens and keep your eggs because they're absolutely out there wanting you to start changing over to mung beans for your breakfast. See you next time in the homestead. Bye. Have you ever gone to a health food store and seen all those small bottles of probiotics in your cooler section? Man, can they be pricey. Are you really getting all you need to improve your gut health from those expensive bottles? How viable are they? Most of those products claim to give you between 8 and 15 strains of gut-healthy healing bacteria. Think of each strain of bacteria as a different factory in your gut. Each factory is responsible for breaking down that food in its own way. The more factories you have, the more the food is broken down and the easier the food is absorbed and digested by the body. A 2018 study published by the National Library of Medicine shows that one fermented head of cabbage can produce up to 114 strains of beneficial bacteria. That's a lot more food factories than you're getting from that expensive pill bottle. And that's just cabbage. Imagine the probiotics when you add garlic, onions, pepper, and more to that ferment. PerfectPickler.com and its home fermentation kits provide you with everything you need to get started making your own gut-healthy food factories from the comfort of your own kitchen. PerfectPickler.com even provides a jam-packed recipe book with many of our kits. Visit PerfectPickler.com and start fermenting your own veggies to begin your journey to better gut health. That's PerfectPickler.com.
Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.